Welcome to ProTipsForYou.com. I'm Jason White, played for the University of Oklahoma, also spent a brief time with the Tennessee Titans. Today I have a tip for you, which will be a pre-snap routine. As you come to the line, you want to make sure you do the same routine every time, whether it's a run, pass, or anything, because if you change your routine up all the time, you might be actually giving the defense the option of where the ball's going. So if you do the same routine every time as you come to the line, that'll set the defense on their heels, so they have no idea what you're doing. So what I'm going to show you today is when you come to the line, you should have the same routine. So when we break the huddle here, we come to the line. If we're under center, we're gonna scan the field every time. We always have to scan the field. And as a quarterback, one of the most important things to do is find the safeties. That's going to give away the coverage nearly every time, but you have to find the safeties. Let's see if we have 2 deep, or if we have 4 deep, or we have 1 safety. So that's going to give away every time. So the first thing, as we come to the line of scrimmage, we're going to find the safeties. And as I'm walking to the line of scrimmage, all right, we have 1 safety here. Okay, so now I've got to get into a routine every time, whether it's a run or a pass. So my routine for me was, I start to the right, I look at the corner, see where he's kind of lined up, and I scan the field from right to left. So I come to the line, after I find my safeties, I'm looking to the right, I'm scanning the field, and then I scan back and I find the safeties again, just to make sure that they haven't moved. A lot of times, especially for the older quarterbacks, you'll see a lot of movement by the safeties. So, whether it's a blitz coverage or anything like that. So I come back, as I come back, I find the safeties again. Okay, and then as I get ready, I'm going to look again to the left and scan back to the right just to see if there's any changes. Defenses are always changing, so I'm always going to try to find out. The more you can find out pre-snap, the easier it's going to be for you, to know your reads, to know their coverage. So if we can eliminate a lot more from pre-snap, the easier it's going to be on you to find the right receiver. So let's walk through it again. As we break the huddle, I'm going to come to the line of scrimmage. I'm going to find the safeties. Okay, I got 2 safeties this time. I start to the right. I look at the corner, see what he's doing. I kind of scan through, look at the linebackers, see what they're doing. Look at this corner over here, see what he's doing. And then I come back and I find the safeties again. Okay, let's say actually this time we started off with 2 safeties. Well, they moved. Now I've got 1 safety. So I found that 1 safety. I look back to the left, I scan back to the right, make sure everybody's still in the same place. I get ready, and I say hut, and then as I drop, I'm still looking. But since I've pre-scanned the field, I have a good idea of what coverage they're in. Now, not every time, because you got a pre-snap, it might be a cover 2, a pre-snap cover 2, 2 safeties deep. Not every time is it going to stay that way. So as I snap the ball, I'm taking a look back at my safeties and making sure that one didn't come up and one dropped back, or just making sure they stayed the same. So as I do that, that's going to eliminate a lot of possibilities for my receivers. So it's going to be easier for me to find the right route. Also, in this tip, I'm also going to show you what I prefer as a stance. So as I break the huddle, I find my safeties, I scan to the right, scan to the left, I find my safeties again, scan to the left, scan to the right, I get lined up. And what I like to do, I like to put my left, since I'm right-handed, I like to put my left foot in the middle of my right foot. So I'm kind of staggered like this. So, and what this does, I've always been comfortable with it. And really, it's really about comfort. So whatever you're comfortable with is what you should do. But this it felt like it gave me an edge on my drop. So the reason I've always staggered my feet was, if I'm taking a drop, since this foot's already back just a little bit, when I step back, I'm already that much farther back than I would if my feet were exactly the same, if they were lined up exactly the same. So if I step back here, I'm not as deep as I would be as if I had my feet staggered. So my feet are staggered, and I can step back, and I've got, it might only be, a foot difference, but a foot goes a long ways when you got people rushing you and you're trying to get some depth in your drop. So let's get up here. We already scanned the field. We got our stance aligned. We take the snap. We drop back, and like I said, we find the safeties again. So in a lot of the pre-snap reads are going to go off the coverage. You're going to find the coverage, but a lot of your reads are going to go from what play you have called at that time. So it's important for you to know the coverage and what receiver does what in certain coverage. So in order to find the coverages and get that out of the way in the beginning makes things a lot slower for you as a quarterback to read the field. So that's a great tip. That's something that every quarterback should learn how to do is, one, read coverages, find the coverages, make sure that as you snap the ball that they didn't switch the coverages, because that'll get you in trouble a lot of times too. So it's important that you learn to scan the field and do the same routine every time, because if I come to the line of scrimmage and let's say all day we've thrown passes all day and I'm doing this same the same routine every time, and then all of a sudden I break the line, break the huddle, I come to the line of scrimmage and I'm looking like this. I'm looking at the down lineman. A lot of times you'll call plays in the huddle where you might have to audible, to a run play, or it's a run play and you have to figure out which side you need to go to. So a lot of times you'll come to the line of scrimmage and you'll just look right here, and then you'll look right here, and you never looked back here. Okay, so obviously that's going to tell the defense, well, they're going to run the ball this time. So it's very important that you do the same routine, even if it's a run play. So let's say we have a run play on this time. Well, I come to the line of scrimmage, I'm walking, I find the safeties. Okay, I start to the right, scan the field all the way to the left. I find the safeties again, make sure they haven't moved, and then I come all the way back to the right, and I get ready. And as you're scanning the field, you can still see the down linemen. You have a good feel of where they're at, so you know exactly what run play. Well, I'm going to audible to this side to the run play. Red right, set, hut. And now the defense has no idea. They still think it's possibly a good, a pass play, because you're doing the same routine every time. So, that's a pre-snap routine that you can do. You can have your own routine. You can do, however you feel comfortable doing it. Your stance, like I said, I always staggered my feet. I felt it gave me a little bit more drop in my, a deeper drop in my stance. So, this tip today was a pre-snap routine, also with a under the center stance. I'm Jason White, and that's my pro tip for you.